Welcome to our Midday Live here, and whilst the Supreme Court takes a break, we are going on with Midday Live, and we're getting some stories as they come in. And this afternoon, another person is reported shot dead in the Ashanti regional capital, Kumasi. We'll be getting to our people there to tell us exactly what is happening there. On international front, Nigerian military is reporting that Boko Haram militants in the northeast of the country are in disarray, and they are leaving the country in large numbers as a result of its offensive against them. We'll be getting to Nigeria to find out exactly what is happening there too. But we'll be waiting for the Supreme Court. Once they get back, we'll be linking you live there to the premises of the court. My name is Bright Nanafu. Thanks so much. I have all the details of these and more coming up shortly. Please stay with us. Well, so let's begin from here, and not very good news. The Accra Regional Police Command has asked religious bodies to contact the service when they are holding special programs which would attract thousands of people. The Accra Regional Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Freeman Tete, who was speaking earlier on 7 GMT in reaction to the stampede at the Spintex branch of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, which claimed 4 lives, said the police are always ready to assist.
The situation as it is right now, your outfit, the Ghana Police is talking about launching an investigation into the whole issue. How is this going to be done?
We've actually started investigation into what happened yesterday. The crime scene team was there immediately it happened. We did an evacuation. We sent the bodies to the various morgue, that is the police hospital and the 37 military hospital morgue. And immediately they were there to take pieces of information. And then we will be taking statement from the leadership of the church as well. And all those who matters will be contacted. So investigation indeed has started.
Right. One of the issues that came up regarding the stampede is the entrance to the church premises, which was identified to be too small. Speaking to the Regional Commander of Police, DCOP Tete Yohunu, he said that they've advised the church to work on
we need to sit down, especially churches that attract large gathering. We need to sit down and have a thorough discussion with them with regards to security. They have their own security, but we need to complement their effort. We were all taken by surprise because little did we knew that people would be trooping in. Even though it was a normal church service, they invited the police to come in, but we cannot take all our men to that place. But we have to take a commensurate number. Unfortunately, rumors went around, information went around that there will be distribution of holy water, if I may put it this way, and then this led to the pandemonium and then the struggle for a bite of the water. So it actually created this problem. That is what our preliminary investigation has pointed so far. And it is also an appeal to other groups, especially churches that organize activities on massive scale, that they need to consult the police. We are available, we are around to offer any form of assistance to them. Because at the end of the day, it is human life that we are all seeking to protect.
When do you hope to complete with this investigation?
We cannot give any time frame. It's a matter of investigating. It's a matter of availability of information. It's a matter of conducting forensic investigation as well as other pieces of information that will be available. For that, we cannot give any time frame at all.
It's Midday Live, and we're breaking into it, and we're going straight to the Supreme Court.
Your time, we'll do some 10 minutes. And then we'll hand over to the news team. We'll do some news items here. But we've just come back from the Supreme Court. My name is Henry Herbert Mam. Quickly, we'll find out what has been going on today. It's been adjourned to tomorrow. We've had a break in between. Proceedings started in the morning, as always, and then there was a break. Some arguments here and there, objections and all that, and a ruling of a sort. And then the break. Back from break, they're also talking about some more documentation that is to be really looked at, and then how it's going to aid proceedings tomorrow. So Supreme Court has adjourned till tomorrow. But let's look at what has gone on principally for today quickly, and then we'll get on to the news team quickly. Dr. Maurice Sampa is here with us. Thank you for joining us.
It's always a pleasure to be on TV3.
Okay. So, Doc, very short proceedings today, if I may say so.
Today, I'm so excited, and I'm so proud to be a Ghanaian, because what are we seeing? The judges are so firm and determined in their determination to ensure an effective and expeditious trial. The lawyers, for the first time, are cooperating. There is some form of agreement, enthusiasm. Everybody is trying to show that they are concerned about this case. And then you realize that the first ruling that came was very, very good, because what is the Supreme Court have taken this attitude, like, look, every document that will be relevant in determining this matter must be looked at. And they don't want technicalities to overrule, because judges are not only there to apply the law, they are also there to apply what we call equity. So judges are there to apply equity, means fairness and what is just. So they look at the law, and also they are guided by what is fair and just. And it's also always fair and just to ensure that when a party has a document that is so relevant in advancing its cause or a case, or making the court to unearth the truth, to determine the case based on the truth, then don't prevent a party from tendering a relevant document. And that's the attitude of the Supreme Court yet. And I'm so excited about the ruling that Phillips Addison's objection was overruled. It is in the right spirit. It shows that the Supreme Court is not only there to sustain objections, they can also overrule objection based on what they think it will help in unravel the truth behind the whole petition.
So it's also giving the indication that the judges are not saying that they are okay with what they have. They are also looking at what could be made available at any point in time. Because earlier there was a ruling about whether some other persons could be called in apart from the star witness, and they overruled that one and say, okay, no, we can't have that situation. We do not think that's necessary. We have almost everything in terms of evidence, and as well, we don't think that it's going to help with the expeditious trial. So it's out. But then you find other documents come in. That suggests somehow that even though they are looking at quickly getting rid of a case, they are ready to look at other things they do not have access to.
You realize that the attitude of the Supreme Court judge is that they want to base almost the evidence on documentary evidence. They want to rely on more document than viva voca. Viva voca means that oral evidence, people come in person to be interrogated. They want the whole process to be guided by documentary evidence. So you realize that when it comes to trying to recall witnesses to appear for them to examine, they were not comfortable. But when it comes to true tendering documents to support the case, they said they are comfortable. So you realize that this is the attitude of the Supreme Court judge. They want to rely on affidavit evidence and document that will help them in determining the matter. So that is the attitude of the Supreme Court judge. They don't want too much persons to come for those persons to be interrogated. That's the attitude of the Supreme Court judge.
The trial to the hearing is also beginning to turn very academic, if I may say so. There are some processes which you see really are founded on some legalities that are just not open to the ordinary mind. That's how it's beginning to look like now.
Well, definitely, realize that, as I've really said previously, that the Supreme Court judges are trying to tread on new grounds. They are trying to make their own rules as to how they want to determine this matter. So realize that they are trying to say that we are not going to be bound by strict rules and principles. We are going to look beyond strict rules and principles and look at what is fair and just. Therefore, you realize that they are not going to be tied down by the evidence rules, the rules of evidence and the rules of procedures. They are looking at the larger picture. And at times, they always look at what is fair and just in every given situation. So you realize that there are technicalities of course, but at times when they realize that technicalities may lead to unnecessary delay, or it will complicate things, or it will stifle the process, they try to overlook the technicalities and apply what is fair and just in every given situation. So you have this balancing act at looking at the law and at the same time looking at what is fair and just in order to expedite the trial. That is the attitude of the Supreme Court judges in this trial.
So as we also look at getting on quickly with this, we're still expecting that KPMG will also file their report, and maybe flowing from that, Chachun has already made his intentions quite known to continue with this cross-examination.
From today, you can see the attitude of Chachun that for once he has agreed that, look, these documents should go for the petitioner to go and review, and that's all the documents they have so far. It's a good sign. Chachu is also somehow also tired. I think he's got to the stage where he wants to end. I have always maintained that too much speaking, if you talk too much, the Bible says that you commit a lot of sin. So it's better to. So to me, I believe that Chachu should find a means to end the cross-examination. If not, you've done a good cross-examination and then you open yourself up and you allow the witness to correct the mistakes that they have done. So I'm sure Chachu, being an experienced lawyer, is taking the clue. He wants to end the cross-examination in order not to make the whole process so boring and confusing to the judges and the other person on the streets. So don't worry. With the pinch, if after the count, I'm sure Chachu will not continue. Chachu would like to end the cross-examination. And by the end of the day, what he want to achieve is to discredit Bawumia and to ensure that the case of the petitioner do not hold. At least there will be some doubt, and it will not be as tight as the petitioner want to seems to be.
We have two other respondents waiting on the side to join. If you were in the mind of, let's say, the first respondent by now, what would be some of the notes you would have taken? To
join what?
I mean, like to take to the witness box.
Very interesting. That's where everybody is looking up, of lawyers, judges. Everybody wants Chachu to end the trial, so that I'm sure after the ending of the cross-examination, we'll look at whether Philip Addison will re-examine. He has the right to do re-examination.
That is, what does re-examination mean?
Re-examination means that if, for example, some of the questions are not so clear, there are doubts to the answer of those questions, you need to clear those doubts.
And so with whom will he be doing that?
He will do that with his own client. That's so maybe you ask questions on questions that create. You think that Bawumia did not answer the questions very well, and there's always doubt. So we want to clear those doubts for the questions to be very more certain and clear. And so that is what is likely to happen. After that, then if they have other witnesses they want to put across, fine. But if they don't have, then they may say that they've closed their case. And after closing the case, then we are now going to look at the case of the respondent. And very interesting, everybody wants to see who represents the president, everybody wants to see who represents the EC, and everybody wants to see who represents the NDC. Very interesting this ahead.
So for me, I'm just asking that if you were to be in the mind or shoes of the first respondent, the one who will be taken to the box on behalf of the president, what notes would you have made by now?
What you need to do is right now to look at how the petitioner have laid this case of violations and statutory violations and irregularity. What you need to do is to also listen to your counsel very well until later. So the person who's going to present the president must first also look at the response of that the president gave to the response and the answers that he gave to the petition. So you toe that line, and also try as much as possible not to open yourself up, because if you open yourself up, know very well that there will also be a time for the Philip Addison to cross-examine you. So the counsel for the first respondent will make sure that he leads evidence. He will give evidence to support the answers, and at the same time not to open up too much for Philip Addison to do a lot of damage. So that's exactly what. So there will be some kind of coaching, training. So if you don't do that and you go and then you open yourself up, then you have a lot of troubles.
So Philip Addison has a lot of work to do.
Seriously,
he has to do the first, second, and third respondents.
He's going to cross-examine the first, second, and third. But me knowing Philip Addison very well as a lawyer, he's very good. His weapon is cross-examination. It's terrible. I think the whole nation will see Philip Addison. He's very, very good at cross-examination. He's that boss, you see the structure. So you watch Philip Addison and see how cross-examination will go. It's in 30 days ahead. That is his strength. And I'm sure we need a tough witness to be able to hold on. And I'm sure, trust me, Chachu and Co won't allow him. There will be a lot of objections. Was that the way you break down a tough lawyer who want to do effective cross-examination? You raise unnecessary objections. Some of them are unnecessary, just to make sure that it doesn't flow. And then you provoke him and that kind of thing. And that's what Philip did to Chachu. And I'm expecting the same thing.
So tough times ahead, and we'll come here tomorrow. They say 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
We'll do our best to be here tomorrow. A petitioner who will join us here, giving us an understanding what's been going on in court. So, re-examination to come, possibly. And that's when we'll see Dr. Bawumia still in a witness box together with Philip Addison, just to correct a few things, perhaps. That is, if he chooses to exercise that particular right. And other than that, we'll see the respondents, the first, second, and third respondents take to the witness box, and then really long times ahead. We'll see how it goes. But let's come back tomorrow and see how proceedings go. And we'll be here with you, do our best to give you some understandings. We'll take over. Oh, you speak too much into my ear.
You cannot cross-examine or leave evidence.
Right, so let me welcome you back to Midday Live, and the Supreme Court adjourning proceedings there to tomorrow. We'll be following closely what happens, and we'll be going live there tomorrow with Henry in the courtroom. But you're back to Midday Live. Now, it is considered to be of high protein value, but it is yet to gain that recognition as a highly nutritious alternative to protein. Now, Thomas Kwesi Asante is reporting that though Ghanaians are yet to cultivate it commercially, the palm weevil larva, locally known as akokon, is still a choice of rural folks in many communities in the central region.
We walked about 10 miles to Kojo Akwa's oil palm plantation at Mansokwa in search of the palm weevil larvae, botanically known as Rhynchophorus palmarum. They are found in the stem of dead palm trees. Not all trees has the weevil. One has to listen attentively to detect distinctive sounds of the weevil coming from the trunk and growth tissues of the dead palm trees before venturing to cut open the palm tree. A cut into the stem gradually reveals the larva wriggling in their shimmering but distinctive pale yellow color with a shiny brown head and in varying sizes to a maximum of 2 inches in length. They burrow and feed into the soft, light, yellowish, fibrous tissues within the stem of leaf bases of the dead palm tree, enlarging and penetrating deep within the upper trunk areas.
This very popular delicacy among the Akans in Ghana are found in such tiny pigeonholes within the dead palm tree, like I'm holding, as you see here. And at a time when the palm wine season is up.
The farmer had a way of ensnaring them on a stick, but because we wanted them alive, I had to struggle to keep them in these leaf fronts until we had a handful for a perfect meal.
The first thing to obtain from a dead palm tree is the palm weevil larvae. It is very delicious and can be prepared with stews as kebab and various soups. Our forefathers tell us it is a perfect blood tonic and highly nutritious. A good farmer may ignore you, but many will not take kindly to those who steal their palm weevil larvae.
It is mostly prepared in pepper soups and kakra, or fried and used in the preparation of stews, and sometimes as a snack with palm wine. To the unsure and uninitiated like myself, it appears a very dainty dish, but to the accustomed like my cameraman Eric Sam, a dish of cooked weevil larvae tastes very delicious and comes once in a blue moon. A classic example of the extensive but varying nature of the human diet. In Ghana, farmers, especially women, collect palm weevil larvae, which serves as an important supplement to the diets of many indigenous people. A new report from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization says Insects make a nutritious snack and should be considered a healthy and environmentally sustainable alternative to the well-known sources of proteins.
For TV3 News, Thomas Kwesi Asante reporting from Mansokwa Ebutua within the Bobikuma area in the Aguna West Municipality, Central Region.
Well, it's making me hungry, but I have to wait till after the bulletin. Let's stay in the Central Region. The Home Security Department of the National Security has completed the construction of 4 boreholes installed with overhead tanks to serve the Central Regional Hospital. The department is also constructing 6 boreholes at vantage points at the University of Cape Coast and other institutions. Thomas Kwesi Asante again has this report.
It will be recalled that poor supply of raw water at the intake point of the Brimsu Water Headworks had caused water shortages within the Cape Coast metropolis. This affected operations at key institutions such as the Central Regional Hospital, University of Cape Coast, and other educational institutions. The national security quickly came in to support with water distribution tankers to complement the efforts of the Ghana Water Company Limited, while efforts were made to drill boreholes. A hydrogeologist, Evans Aminu, is the leader of the team of borehole engineers.
As of now, we've drilled 15 boreholes, but as we are speaking, 3 are
drilling of 3 boreholes among many earmarked to be constructed by the university.
Even though we have not started pumping, but it has given us hope. By appealing that they should come and then start digging the second one and test the quality of the waters that we have now and ascertain the extent of purity and what we can do again in order to improve on the quality.
The drilling engineers have hit water with high yield at the St. Augustine's Senior High School. Hydrogeological tests are also ongoing at the Wesley Girls and Agri Memorial Senior High Schools. The department is expected to test for water in parts of the metropolis after educational institutions have been secured.
You're so live here on Midday Live. Now let's leave the Central Region. Have you wondered why recent church signposts show pictures of the owners of the church? In this report, Daniel Lati talked to some men of God who believe that church signposts do not only serve as directional signs.
Church signposts are now common along the streets of Accra. From Sapema to Kwame Nkrumah Circle, one can count about 200 of them. Church signposts formerly directed members to the location of the church. Today, the story is not the same. They now show pictures of the owners. The signpost either shows the picture of the general overseer of the church or the pastor. Many of the names make interesting reading and often strike a chord with catchy and attractive messages. We made a follow-up to appreciate these signposts. Some are biblical and worth exploring.
Formally, there are no signposts with pictures. You only see the name of the church. But for distinction and civilization purposes, the trend has changed.
Others are obviously man's creation. So, do these signposts influence membership drive?
It is not just a picture. The pictures we use are filled with the Holy Spirit, and it helps attract congregants.
Interestingly, signposts of fetish priests and malams are also common now. The trend raises questions. What are these huge signposts meant to do?
It serves as a means of direction to those who might have watched the preacher on television.
Individuals can always compare what they discover at these sanctuaries with the blueprint of the Holy Bible or their belief.
In other news, women writers are calling on publishing companies interested in creating new African writers to publish those writers and bring them from obscurity. This was at the Women Writers of Africa conference held in Accra. Right, I'll get you that story later on. But this morning, the news says that one person we've told has been killed in Kumasi. And quickly, let me go to the Ashanti region. Evans Inkum is there. Evans, thanks so much for joining us now. We're told that another person has been killed there. Apart from that, what else can you tell us?
Yeah, right. It's quite horrible situation here at the moment. I must say that residents at Bantama are living on that kind of apprehensive mood following that gruesome murder on Joe Edison Aisen. That is the name of the very person who was killed at this dawn around 2 a.m. Some of the very things that we've been able to gather from the incident scene is that a group of masked men believed to be armed robbers invaded the area at around 2 a.m. A popular catering services, whose name was given as JB2 Catering Services, also known as Ash Food Court Hotel, just opposite the Ashanti Regional MPP party office. That is where the incident actually happened. I'm told that Joe Edisais, the victim, happens to be the security man at the place. So that is the situation now. But we've been able to also cross over to the police, the Ashanti Regional Police Headquarters, to find out if they've been able to receive any information, on that particular incident. They have also confirmed that they have received reports on that, and they are going to conduct a full-scale investigation to unravel the cause of the death.
Right. Do you see a link between what has been happening in Kumasi, the recent murders, and what has just happened today?
Nana, it's quite something. I don't actually know the adjective that I should use for this particular thing. But then, if I recall, what happened at Ashtown, that was when the man was actually hacked and shot. It's the same thing that happened at Bantama this dawn. He was also hacked, according to residents, and what we saw on the man. He was also hacked and then shot in the neck. So that is it. But we are hearing that they were armed robbers who actually attacked. And we also have report that they had come for some people who were lodging at the hotel. I'm told there were these businessmen who had come to the hotel to lodge there, and I think they were tracing them, but they couldn't reach them, and the security man has to pay for that price.
And you said you earlier spoke to the Regional Police Command. What exactly are they telling you?
Well, for now, he told me that they are launching full-scale investigation to unravel the actual cause of the man's death. So we only have to hold on, and then they will come out as soon as possible.
Kumasi residents were disturbed about what was happening, the armed robbery incidents resulting in the death of people. Has this worsened the security situation? Is that how you would describe it?
Well, I must say that ever since this issue started coming, these sporadic gunshots and killing of people started, I must say that the security has, to me, they have actually stood firm. You could see a number of checkpoints at the various crime scenes. This morning I've taken, I've been able to move around town to monitor security situation at some of the areas, especially where these incidents have happened, and I realized that there were heavy security or armed policemen who have been detailed at these areas to check the activities of the people there, and they are also on the streets arresting motorcycles and what have you. But Nana, I think there's an issue. You see, people have been raising some issues about this visible policing system. They don't know what is actually happening, because they were expecting to see these policemen armed with weapons to, ward off criminals. But they are there, they are not armed. And people are beginning to say that it is that particular action or operation or that particular initiative is much ado about nothing. But we only have to wait. Probably the national police people will come out and tell us what the plan is like. But if you ask me about security situation in Kumasi now, I can say that it has improved. Before the these sporadic incidents. It has improved.
Thanks very much for speaking to me there. That was Evans Inkum in Kumasi, and the news. One person killed there in Kumasi, a security man there. We'll have more updates later on 7 our News 360 later on. Right, so let's turn our attention to some other stories. Now, Amatedu for Sutherland, and you can name that these are giant African writers. There are young Ghanaian female writers following their footsteps, and they are a force to reckon with. But they tell our reporter Evelyn Timma that getting their books published is a challenge.
Books writing is one of the male-dominated areas. That probably is because in the past, females were not allowed to break into that particular area. But that lately is changing. A couple of women are now writing books. A glance through a couple of books here, I see women as authors. But I will be telling you pretty shortly how daunting it is for women into writing. In Ghana's 56-year history, only few women writers experienced success, most notably Ama Ata Edu and Efua Sutherland. Faith Ben Daniels is a full-time university lecturer, yet she finds a minute to sit down to talk and writes whenever she can.
For me, I think it's a spiritual thing. I need to sit down and express it. It doesn't matter how busy I am. So if I'm busy all day, then at night I must sit down and express myself. It is a burden. You have something to say. And until you create the time to say it's like a heavy load you're carrying. You just have to say it.
But she had no intentions of stopping there. She said female writers were gaining recognition, although they still struggle to get their books published, a reason for the few successful Ghanaian female writers so far.
You want it published to be locally as well as internationally accepted. It's a huge challenge, especially if you don't know the processes. And what actually happens to us writers is that we are vulnerable and people take advantage. People can just feast on your creativity at the end of the day.
The dwindling reading culture is also another big challenge, making it daunting for women writers. But Faith Ben Daniels is optimistic about the future. She believed women possess certain attributes that are unique and necessary for telling the Ghanaian story.
Naturally, women are the storytellers. In the rural communities, it's our grandmothers, it's our mothers. They tell us the story. And they are not only just fictitious, but they are also teaching us our culture.
Zeta Elliott is a school professor in the U.S. and a writer.
It's not financially rewarding enough that I could do it for a living yet. I think more women can see themselves as writers now than ever before. I think there's a kind of mystique around publishing. People really don't know how it works, and they think that only someone who's had an editor put the stamp of approval on your book, only those 3, 4, 5 people are real writers.
She concluded, without female writers, this whole world would be one sad grey slate.
This is Midday Live. Time now to go for a break, and we have more on sports. Stay there. We're coming back in a moment.
Sports news is brought to you by
Tigo. Smile, you've got Tigo.
Hello and welcome to the sports segment here on Midday Live. My name is Joel Echampon. This afternoon, I'll be running by you results and standings of the Globe Premier League. 27 games have been played so far, 3 more games left, and who is lying on top of the Globe Premier League and who has been relegated. I will be running by you that also. And in Spain, La Liga, Barcelona were crowned the league champions, the La Liga champions, as well as interesting updates as well in the world of sports. Let's quickly start with results of the Globe Premier League. Yesterday, games that were played. Match day 27, Brecum Chelsea winning at home 3-0 over Mediama. Edubia CFC also winning at home 1-0 over King Faisal. Out to you, sharing the spoils there with Brecum Arsenal.
You're welcome back. Now let's take it easy with some entertainment issues. Now, dancehall sensation and the mind behind the Shatta movement, Bandana aka Shatta Wale, expected the reggae dancehall song of the year to go in his favor, but it did not. The man was not happy and he stormed out of the venue and were told security had to restrain him from causing damage. Also, I was there.
Well, ahead of the awards, TV3 Entertainment spoke to Shatta Wale and he expected his Shatta City sound to rule the reggae dancehall song of the year category.
Well, it's all about Shatta movement, bad people entertainment. Shatta Wale is here to pick up an award and it's definitely the right thing, you know. I'm here with my co-RB and my manager, Rude Boy Stelling. It's just all about the Shatta movement thing, you know. Well, dancehall reggae, best artist of the year. And, you know, my expectations are just bigger, you know. Because, you know, this year is a fruitful year and I believe we're picking that award, no doubt.
We asked, what happens if Shatta Wale does not win?
Well, I've been through tribulation, difficulty, I've been through tough times. So, you know, if I don't get it still, music is me, I'm music. Shatta movement is music. So we keep on.
The award went the other way.
Who do you think win the award? Tuffy, the winner for Reggae Dancehall Song of the Year. Tuffy Pong Tong.
We hear Shatta Wale went on rampage, kicking and hitting everything on his way. Now, we were told it was a very nasty scene as other people got attacked. Unfortunately for Shatta, he was rounded up by the much stronger security.
Everybody, you gotta stop! You gotta stick me too much! You gotta stick me too much! You gotta stick me too much! I mean, gotta stop me! You gotta stick me too much!
Keep tracking TV3 Entertainment. We shall keep you posted.
Right, and Ghana is cheating too much, but at the show yesterday, the talented kids, Ghana did not cheat. Tutula Patu was the big man that night, moving all out to win the award, season 4 of Talented. We'll have more update on that particular show, the grand finale, later on News 360. My name is Bright Nanafo. Thanks so much for having us in your homes and your offices. We are back 7 p.m. Good afternoon.